Hi, it's Janine Turner, and welcome to day 7 of Front Porch Philosophy. Let's go retro, shall we? I'm still holding the camera with on one arm. I don't have a gadget yet, but we'll get through it. Let's go retro, shall we? Let's philosophize. Yes, I'm an actress and many other things. I'm not a professional philosopher, but to me, philosophy is fascinating. I love philosophy, and let's have a national conversation. Let's take a deep breath. Let's turn off those cell phones, which now have created so much angst, have they not? You can't just go make a phone call anymore. So I have to see the news alerts and what's going on in North Korea and what's going on with administration and what terrible thing has just happened. And you don't really think about it. Let's go retro. That's what I say. So I'm reading this great book, Socrates, and I'm not getting paid to promote this book, Socrates to Sartre by Samuel Stumpf. And I want to talk to you about something today that I think is all of us can appreciate. Perhaps women more than men, but all of us really. And Plato, we're going to just stick with Plato for quite a while. But Plato talks about beauty, and he's really talking about what is beauty. And there's beauty. There's a concept of beauty, and there are different stages of acknowledging beauty. And beauty really always is, and it's really not things that are beauty, but beauty existed before in the eye of God, so to speak, in the intelligent form. And we're just seeing a shadow of the beauty, Yeah, but there's this right here that says, he talks about how people will consider beauty in different stages, but then he says, in the next stage, he will consider this is an actual quote from Plato. In the next stage, he will consider that the beauty of the mind is more honorable than the beauty of outward form. Yeah, the beauty of the mind is more honorable than the beauty of the outward form. So, we are a society that's obsessed with beauty. Do you hear my longhorn cattle? They don't move, they growl. Like, you hear them? Like lions. It's very strange. Anyway, beauty, I have, my whole life I've had to deal with beauty and looking a certain way. Am I thin enough? Whatever, and now as I age, and now I kind of have some good lighting and some makeup on, but when I'm holding the phone for my daughter at the end of the day doing a FaceTime and I see all this stuff, I'm like, but it's really not what matters. And I'm not going to have plastic surgery. I'm not going to put Botox in my face. Some people want to do that. That's fine. But that's focusing on the wrong thing. My mother used to always tell me beauty is an inside job. And and I love that Plato thinks it's really more honorable to work on the beauty, the beauty of the mind. And so, that's something that we can do. We can pick up books, and we can deepen our faith, and we can be of service to others. And isn't that what Jesus tells us life is all about anyway? Not about clothes and designer bags and designer cars or the way we look. And it's interesting because Plato talks about the soul and the struggle within the soul, and I'm going to get to that tomorrow. But one is the heavenly part of our soul, and the other is the earthly part of our soul, and how we struggle to overcome the earthly draws of our soul. And I think that these are the challenges, and we get so fixed on today and the world as it is today that we forget what really is important, and that is God and heaven, and as Plato would say, the intelligence, the world soul. And he puts it in a lot of different ways, but for in our modern day, be like, it's for God. That's what's really important. And boy, I almost think it's harder to be focused on faith and our true purpose in life today than ever, because of all the distractions. I started playing a lot of music lately, and I've turned off the TV, and I'm just doing a lot more reading. And of course, I always have my devotionals and my Bible reading, but I'm doing a lot more of that today, because I think that the challenges that we have with so much information, so much opinion, so much knee-jerk reactions, so much hype and hatred, that it's really hard to not get depressed, not get overwhelmed. I think our children get overwhelmed because we're not focusing on the right thing, right? At least, I don't know, you may be focusing on the right thing, and I try to focus on the right thing, but there's so much distraction. So that's why we're going retro. And we are going to realize that Beauty of the mind is more honorable than the beauty of the outward form. The beauty of the mind. All right. Hey, and you know what? As we get older, we can really nurture our minds and go further and further and further. You know, a lot of people don't even start their, who was I heard that the other day? Churchill, I think, didn't even really come into his own until his 60s. I mean, you know, we just because I'm 54 now, but we might not be able to control what gravity does to our faces, but we can control what we do with our mind. All right, day 7. I'll see you tomorrow for Front Porch Philosophy for day 8. I hope you have a beautiful day.